My students, welcome to my today's topic. Today is the second part of surface area and volume. Already in part 1, we have learned about solids that are cube, cuboid and cylinders. Okay. So now in this lesson we will learn about right circular cone, sphere and their volumes. Okay. So far, we have been generating solids by stacking up congruent figures. Okay, so such figures are called prisms. Okay, now let us look at another kind of solid which is not a prism. These kinds of solids are called pyramids. Okay, so let us see how we can generate them. Okay, so we are trying to do some activity. Okay, so at first cut out a right angle triangle. Here it is. Okay, so already we have cut out a right angle triangle ABC, right angled at B here. Okay, so then paste a long thick string along one of the perpendicular sides, say here it is AB, okay, of the triangle. Now hold the string with your hand, it is the string. So hold the string with your hand on either side of the triangle and rotate the triangle about the string a number of times. Okay, so now you see that a shape will be formed when it rotates around the string. Look at this picture. Okay, so it looks like the container of the ice cream. Already you had eaten an ice cream heaped into a container. So it looks like the container heaped with ice cream. Okay, so it is the shape. Now this is known as the right circular cone. Okay, so now in this right circular cone, here the point A is called the vertex, VERTEX, vertex. Okay, AB is the height h, BC is the radius and AC is the slant height. Okay, so now if I take an right angle triangle, so it will be height, it will be base and this height will be known as the slant height. Okay, sorry, L, height will be h, here we will taking the base as R and slant height will be L. Okay, so once again let us see what kind of cone we cannot call a right circular cone. Here look at this figure. Okay, look at this figure, figure number 13.14. What you see in these figures are not right circular cones, because in figure number A, the line joining its vertex to the center of its base is not at right angle to the base. Okay, the angle is not the right angle. Okay, and for the second figure B, here the base is not circular. Okay, now we will do some activity for slant height and the lateral surface area. Okay, now we are taking a paper made cone. here it is paper made cone. Okay, now we are cutting out a neatly made paper cone that does not have any overlapped paper. Okay, straight along its side and opening it out. To see the shape of paper that forms the surface of the cone, here the line along which we cut the cone, is the slant height of the cone, which is represented by L. Okay, it looks like a part of the round cake. If you now bring the sides marked A and B at the tip together here, you can see that the curved portion of this figure will form the circular base of the cone. Okay. So if the paper like the cone in this figure number C is now cut into hundreds of little pieces along the lines drawn from the point O, then each cut piece or the portion is almost looks like a small triangle. Okay, here you can see that small triangles are built here, whose height is the slant height, that is L of the cone. Okay, so here height is the L, the slant height. Okay, so the area of this triangle will be half into base of each triangle. So for first triangle it will be B1. Here is the B1 is the base for first triangle, so B1, and then the slant height. Okay, that means the height, here it is L, this height L. Area of the first triangle, here it is half B1 and L, and also for second triangle B2 it will be half B2 into L, and for third triangle it will be half B3 into L, where L is the height, here it is the slant height L. Okay, so for all the bases from B1, B2, B3, okay, and extend to the complete to the curved boundary. Now the area of the entire piece of paper, will be the sum of these individual areas of the triangles. Okay, so what will be? It will be the area of the entire piece of paper will be sum of areas of all the triangles built here. So it will be half B1L for first, half B2L for second, half B3L for third, and so on. Okay, that means it will be L total length. Okay, so we are getting that half as common and L as common, and then B1, B2, B3 plus L, that means it is the length of entire curved boundary. Okay, got it? For here the circle. Okay, so as B1, B2, B3, all these makes up the curved surface or curved portion of the figure, but the curved portion of the figure makes up the perimeter of the base of the cone and the circumference of the base of the cone. Okay, so we know that the circumference of the base, here it is the length of entire curved surface or boundary, will be equal to 2 pi r. So ultimately we are getting here that half L into 2 pi r. Okay, so the curved surface of the cone will be half into L, and then the length of entire curved boundary, that will be the circumference of this circle, it will be 2 pi r. So ultimately you are getting pi r L. So the curved surface area of a cone is equal to pi r L. Okay, where r is the base radius and L is slant height. Now we know that for right angle triangle, it is the height, it is the base, and it is the slant height, it is the L. So we know hypotenuse square is equal to height square plus base square. So here it is L square, hypotenuse square is equal to a square plus the base square. Okay, that means slant height L equal to root over a square plus base square. Okay, got it? So we know that it is the Pythagoras theorem, where h is the height of the cone. Okay, so we are getting here that L equal to root over h square plus r square. Now if the base of the cone is to be closed, then a circular piece of paper of the radius r is also required, whose area is pi r square. Okay, got it? That means already we got that the curved surface area is equal to pi r L. Okay, now if this portion, this area is in now if this portion is present here, that means we have to add the area of the circular base here. So total area will be pi r L plus pi r square. Okay, but if it is not here, that means if the area is not here, or if the portion is not enclosed here, then we will be not taking pi r square here. Okay, so if the base of the cone is to be closed, then a circular piece of paper, here the area of this circular piece will be added to the curved surface area of this cone. That means the total surface area for a closed surface will be pi and r as common, and inside the bracket it will be L plus r. Okay, got it? Okay, now we are taking some example to give you the better idea. Okay, so question number 4, find the curved surface area of a right circular cone whose slant height is 10 centimeter. Slant height, that means L equal to 10 centimeter, and radius, base radius is equal to 7 centimeter. Then we have to find out the curved surface area. So we know the curved surface area is equal to pi r L, and here we are putting the value pi as 22 by 7, then value of r is 7, then L is 10. Okay, so it will be the, and then outside the bracket it will be the centimeter square, as it is the area. So here we can cut this and we will get 220 centimeter square for the curved surface area. Okay, next example is the height of a cone is 16 centimeter and its base radius is 12 centimeter. Okay, so find the curved surface area and total surface area of the cone. So now if we look at the question here, given that h equal to 16 centimeter and r equal to 12 centimeter. Now we have to find out the curved surface area pi r L. So we need the value of pi r and L. Now here we are given already h r, so we can find out easily the value of L. We know the value of L equal to r square plus a square. So we get 12 square plus 16 then whole square. So here we will get root over 400, that means L is equal to 20 centimeter. Okay. Now if L is 20 centimeter, so we can easily find the value of pi RL, that is curved surface area. It will be here pi equal to 3.14. So if we put the values, r equal to 12 and L equal to 20, so we will get 753.6 centimeter square. Okay. Now it has the base. Okay, that means the total surface area will be pi RL, sorry, total surface area will be, we know, pi RL plus pi r square, as base is present here, so we have to add this portion also. That means in this cone we are having this portion, that's why we are adding pi r square to the pi RL, curved surface area. So ultimately we got the value pi RL plus pi r square is equal to, we are getting pi RL equal to 753.6 already we got, then 3.14 into 12 square. Okay, so here we are getting 753.6 and in this side we are getting total 452.16, so 1205.76 centimeter square as the total surface area. Okay, got it? Go to the next. Now example 6. So here see the figure 13.17. Okay, a corn cob shaped somehow what like a cone has the radius of its broadest end as 2.1 centimeter. Okay, so look at this, has the radius of its broadest end as 2.1 centimeter and the length, here it is the height, as 20 centimeter. If each 1 centimeter square of the surface of the cob carries an average of 4 grains, find how many grains you would find on the entire cob. Okay, so look at the figure, here is the corn. Since the grains of corn are found only on the surface area of the corn cob, on the surface area only, we would need to know the curved surface area of the corn cob, okay, to find the total number of grains on it. Okay, so in this question already we are given the height of the cone, so we need to find out its slant height. Okay, so we know L equal to root over r square plus a square, and in the question already given that radius of its broadest end as 2.1 centimeter. So root over, here root over, and in the bracket value of r will be 2.1 then square, and height already given that length and height 20 centimeter. Okay, so if we do this, then we will have the value root over 404.2, sorry, 41. Okay, so if we find out the value of this, then we will have 20.11 centimeter as the slant height. Okay, now we know we have to find out the curved surface area of this corn, and we know the value is pi RL, so it will be 22/7 for pi, r here is 2.1 and L is here 20.11. okay, and the unit will be centimeter square. Okay, so ultimately we got that 132.726 centimeter square. Okay, so we can do the approximate here 132, and we are just the value for 6 here, it is 2, it is the approx value. We can write in 2 digit here after decimal. Okay, like that way. Now we have to find out the number of grains on the entire curved surface of the curve. Okay, so now already got that the curved surface area of the corn cob is 132.73 centimeter square. Okay, and number of grains of corn on 1 centimeter square of the surface of the corn cob is 4. So for 1 centimeter square of the surface of the corn cob, the number of grain is 4. 1 centimeter square, it is 4. So for 132.73 centimeter square, the number of grains will be into 4. Okay, so ultimately we are getting 530.92. Okay, so approximately we can say that 531 grains of corn on the cob will be present there. Okay, next, now we will be learning about surface area of the sphere. Okay, so learn it very carefully. Now we are trying to find out the surface area of the sphere. So now this figure is a sphere. Okay, so at first we have to know that what is sphere. A sphere actually is a geometrical object in 3-dimensional space. Okay, like the cricket ball, like the football. Okay, so like a circle in a 2-dimensional space, a sphere is defined mathematically as the set of points that are all at the same distance are from a given point in a 3-dimensional space. Okay, so here if we try to enclose a sphere inside a cylinder of the same height and same radius, so we can easily enclose this figure in the cylinder. Okay, so many times ago, Archimedes, the great mathematician, already proved that if the height and radius of both of the figures are same, then we can easily enclose this figure inside the cylinder. Okay, so if we enclose the sphere in the cylinder, then what will happen? Look at, so now if the radius is r for circle, if the radius is r for the circle and here height is h, okay, for the cylinder, so if we enclose the figure, that is sphere, inside the cylinder, then the height h will be 2r here. Okay, because here for the sphere it is the radius. Okay, so here the diameter will be 2r, so this diameter is equal to the height of the cylinder, so we are getting h is equal to 2r. Now Archimedes has already told that surface area of the sphere will be equal to lateral surface area of the cylinder if the radius and height of these two plane figures are the same. Okay, so the surface area of the sphere will be equal to lateral surface area of the cylinder. Okay, so the lateral surface area of the cylinder, we know that it is 2 pi rh. Okay, so the surface area of the sphere is 2 pi rh. Now already we got that h is equal to 2r, so we can find that 2 pi rh, it will be 2 pi r, and for h the value will be 2r. So ultimately we are getting that 4 pi r square as the surface area of the sphere. Okay, so the surface area of the sphere will be 4 pi r square. Now remember that if the sphere is hollow or solid, for the both times it will be 4 pi r square, because 4 pi r square is the area of the outer surface. Now if we cut the sphere into two equal parts, then the equal parts are known as the hemisphere, okay, with equal radius. Now if we take a cricket ball like this figure, so the in this figure the base is not there. That means the surface area of this figure, you can say the individual figure or individual hemisphere, will be 2 pi r square. Okay, when when this base surface area is not there. Okay, but for a watermelon we will have the surface area of the base. Okay, so it is looks like the circular area. That means for a solid hemisphere the area will be curved surface area plus the base surface area. So curved surface area is 2 pi r square, and as the base is the circular base, that means the area will be circular area, so it will be pi r square. So for each solid hemisphere the total surface area will be 3 pi r square. Okay, got it? So once again I am telling that for this figure, for hollow hemisphere the surface area will be 2 pi r square, as this base surface is not there. But for a solid hemisphere it will be the 3 pi r square, as this surface area is present here. Okay, so for solid hemisphere the total surface area is 3 pi r square, and for hollow hemisphere it will be 2 pi r square, and for a and for a sphere it will be 4 pi r square. Okay, now we are taking some examples. Example 7, find the surface area of the sphere of radius 7 centimeter. So here radius are equal to 7 centimeter. We know surface area of the sphere is equal to 4 pi r square. So if we put the value here, then we are getting 4 into 4 into 22 by 7 into 7 square. So we are getting here 616 centimeter square. Okay, next question, question number 8. At first we have to find out the curved surface area, and then we have to find out total surface area of a hemisphere of radius 21 centimeter. Okay, so we know that the curved surface area of a hemisphere will be 2 pi r square. So here r equal to 21 centimeter. So we are getting 2 into 22 by 7 into 21 square. So it will be 2772 centimeter square. Okay, now in the next question is total surface area of the hemisphere radius 21 centimeter. As here it is radius is 21 centimeter, that means it has the base surface also. So we know if for a hemisphere the base surface is present, then the total surface area will be 3 pi r square. So if we put the value here, then it will get then we will get 3 into 22 by 7 into 21 square. So it gives us 4158 centimeter square. Okay. Next question. The hollow sphere in which the circus motorcyclist performs his stunts has a diameter of 7 meter. Find the area available to the motorcyclist for riding. Okay. So here diameter is 7 meter. So radius will be 7 by 2, that is 3.5 meter. Okay. Now it is the hollow sphere. Motorcyclist perform his stunts at this area, on this area. Yes, that means we have to find out the curved surface area here. So already we found that r equal to 3.5 meter. So for sphere that may be hollow or solid, the surface area will be 4 pi r square. So if we find the value, then it will be 4 into 22 by 7 and it is 3.5 and then square. So it will be 154 meter square. Okay. Now the example 10. Here is the figure beside. A hemispherical dome of a building needs to be painted in this figure. Okay. So figure number 13.2 here. Here is the figure, and hemisphere dome means this portion. Okay. So we have to paint this. Okay. So since in the question it is a hemispherical dome of a building needs to be painted as shown in this figure. If the circumference of the base of the dome, that means the circumference of the base of the dome is 17.6 meter here. Find the cost of painting it, given the cost of painting is rupees 5 per 100 centimeter square. Okay. So since only the rounded surface of the dome is to be painted, we would need to find the surface area, that is curved surface area of the hemisphere. Okay. To know the extent of painting that needs to be done. Okay. So here already given that circumference of dome is equal to 17.6 meter. Here the circumference of the dome is 17.6 centimeter. So we know circumference will be 2 pi r. So it is equal to 17.6. Okay. So from here we can easily find out the value of radius, that is r. So r will be 17.6 by pi r, that will be 17.6 into 7 by 22 into 2. Okay. So ultimately we got the value of r, that is 2.8 meter. Okay. Now we have to paint the curved surface area here. So it is looks like the hemisphere, and we know the curved surface area of hemisphere is equal to 2 pi r square. So it will be 2 into 22 by 7 into 2.8, that is r then square. Okay. So it gives us 49.28 meter square. So it is the curved surface area of the dome. Okay. So now we have to paint the hemispherical dome. Okay. So the curved surface area of the hemispherical dome I got, that is 49.28 meters square. Okay. Now in the question, cost of painting 100 centimeter square is 5. Okay. So we can say that for 100 centimeter, it is 1 centimeter 1 meter square. So 1 meter square is equal to 500. Okay, so the cost of painting of 1 meter square will be 500, you can say from this sentence. So therefore cost of painting the whole dome will be 500 into curved surface area, okay, of the hemisphere, that will be 500 into 49.28, okay, it is equal to 24640 rupees, okay.